Typically, after a presidential campaign, no matter how contentious, the country follows a long and wonderful tradition of coming together in acknowledging the leadership of our president, whether we voted for him or her or not. In this campaign season, after the election, the concerns are as high as they were during the election. And frankly, whichever candidate had won, a huge portion of the American population would have felt afraid and unheard. They feel unheard for different reasons. They feel afraid for different reasons. But as we approach this president's inauguration, we are still in a position where the country is profoundly divided, where we have high concerns that our views as the collective American public will not be heard and will not be respected. So what does this call upon us to do? In a time when in fact it is essential that each of us look to what is most important to us in our lives and find a way to positively engage to create that future. Of course, if you're of one persuasion, it's important to resist certain policies of this new president. If you're of another persuasion, it's time to embrace a future that you have long wanted and felt you couldn't achieve. What all of us must face up to is that now is a time where we have to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, how do I hold in my heart and in my mind people who think differently than I do? Is this a time, the last time that we were this divided in this country was during the Civil War and in Reconstruction afterwards. And at that time, President Lincoln called on all of us to come not from our baser instincts, but from our higher angels. That is a choice that every single one of us will be making every single day. Here at the National Institute for Civil Discourse, what we care about is helping people to learn to listen and to talk in ways that mean you can be understood and you can understand the other. This is not a time to demonize people who think differently than you do. This is not a time to feel like someone who holds the opposite perspective on an issue that you hold is somehow lesser as a human being than you are. Whichever party you support, or non-involvement in a particular party, now is a time to stand for what you deeply believe, but to do that in a way that is civil, respectful, and leaves space at the table for people who think differently than you do.